What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of LIMITL3SS Podcast. Look, I know
It's been gone for so long.
It seems
like we've been gone for forever, but it's literally only been like a week.
We just had so much stuff going on from family members coming down, and
it's been a lot.
Hey, so regardless, y'all don't care about that. We're back.
Thank you guys for coming back to join us.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank
you. Thank you.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad we took the hiatus because a lot has been going on.
A lot has been going on. I had a few of our audience ask us like, when's the next episode? And I'm like, we had family and stuff. But anyway,
yeah. So for this episode, look, y'all, if you're even tapped into the NFL world, y'all have seen there's been a lot of uproar regarding the running back position.
Yes.
From the likes of Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, pretty much any noticeable running back.
Zeke's still on the market.
Yeah, Zeke's still on the market. And me and Vaughn were just talking. Has it come to where the running back position has fundamentally changed, or in regards to its value has changed, not only in the NFL but just through the likes of college and high school?
Absolutely.
So,
all right, screw it. Let's go. So, running back position.
Yeah.
I watched Brandon Marshall podcast, and he flat out said it. Running back position is dead.
Yeah.
I agree with that for the most part. Mm-hmm. Although I will say I agree with that about 98%. The only 2% that I will say is that you still need a placeholder back there to a certain degree. You just can't go 5 wide the whole game.
Yes.
Or whatever position you choose to do. But is the running back position, quote unquote, dead as we know the running back position to be?
I would say yes, because think about it. When we were coming up, the noticeable running backs were like Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Marshall Faulk. Where it seemed like a lot of the
Jim
offense.
Brown, all of those guys. Yes.
Where it seemed like a lot of the offense, if it didn't run through them, it was a noticeable difference when they weren't in the game.
Or when they didn't get the ball. Absolutely.
Or when they didn't get the ball. But I feel that it is completely different from how it was then because, I mean, case in point, look at the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they have Christian McCaffrey, but the offense doesn't run through Christian McCaffrey.
No, it doesn't.
I would go as far as to say that the offense probably runs through Deebo Samuels, which is a typical wide receiver, but they use him like a Swiss Army knife in regards to having him in the slot, having him on the outside, heck, even having him in the backfield. So that's where I go to say that the position as we know it is diminishing. I can't say it's dead because they're gonna need a running back regardless. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with that, it's only natural that with teams realizing that they don't need that name
running back,
they don't need
that star. They don't need that star elite running back. No,
that the value of that position is going down when you compare it to the quarterbacks, wide receivers, corners, edge rushers.
Yes.
You know? So
we're starting at the top and we'll work our way down. So we're gonna go pros, NFL. I mean, we're gonna go NFL, college, high school.
Let's do it.
And we'll stop there. So with the NFL, the running back position.
Yeah.
I don't that the 2%, like I said, the 2% of me doesn't think that it's dead. It's definitely dying. Mm-hmm. It's going to transition over to a hybrid player like a Deebo Samuel or
a Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, something like that. A Tyreek Hill, for instance. With that, I think that's going to... I think they may even change the name of the position at some point. You know, that's just me thinking out into the future. Mm-hmm. But the running back position as a whole...
Yeah.
The track record isn't good for when they have gotten these huge contracts.
You're right.
And Nick Chubb said something in an article that I read where he said, we're the only position where our productivity genuinely hurts us. Because if I go for 2,000 yards in a season, then next season you're going to be expecting somewhere around that area and something around that range, and I can't produce that again.
Bro, I mean, it's just one of those things like, and I know we said we're going to talk about, you know, college and high school, but a lot of like recruiters, analysts are worried about these running backs in high school that get 2,000 yards year out.
It's an inevitable wear and tear on your body, no matter what.
You're getting too much tread on your tires, and just like
eventually they're gonna run ball.
They're gonna, when you get too much, when the tread's worn down, they're gonna pop and
knees, ACLs, PCLs, all of that.
So
you've gotten to you're still young, but that still doesn't diminishes the wear and tear on your body.
And once again, that's why I feel like all that kind of goes into, okay, if we know that the more wear and tear on your body, or the more carries you get, the more susceptible you are to injury. Why are we going to pay you more? Like you said, Ezekiel Elliott, right? He got that contract, and not even 2 years after
he was trash.
He's gone. And Tony Pollard, who I don't even know if he was drafted, he
paid you an eighth of what we were having to pay him, and we're getting
more productivity.
We're getting more productivity out of him.
So I mean, bro, it's just like one of those things that you don't want to tell the undrafted running back don't ball out, because I mean, they still got to put food on the table. But it's honestly
a balancing
kind of counterintuitive, because if GMs and owners see that, okay, if I get this undrafted free agent or get a 7th round pick like Isaac Pacheco, and they are able to ball out, and just like a 1st round pick, why would I? And I waste the money?
I give him a 5-year. I give him a 5-year contract. I give him a 5-year, $20 million contract, something like that, or even less. We're gonna be productive.
9 times out of 10, they're getting less, and they're still being as productive as a 1st round pick. So it's like, why would I pay you? Why would I give you a contract extension when, one, the likelihood of you being here for 5 years is low?
Yes, that's significantly low.
And 2, history has shown that I can get a running back in the 6th or 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, and they're still able to produce,
because they gonna play with a chip on their shoulder, because they trying to prove something,
bro. And man, I go back to, like I mentioned, Pacheco. He was drafted in the 7th round. I forget what school he came from, but he was. I wouldn't say he wasn't the MVP, but he was the highlight player in the Super Bowl for them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
nice showcase.
It just goes back to it, bro. It's hard.
It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a business, and okay, skipping around a little bit. The statement that the Colts owner made with the whole Jonathan Taylor trade request and all of that. The statement that he made.
Yeah.
If I die today, if he's gone, and the league is still gonna go. The wheel is gonna keep spinning.
Yeah.
So you really can't dwell on if somebody's gonna be here or if they're not. That's what I feel like us looking on the outside looking in, we get too attached to not realizing, because that at the end of the day, the NFL
is a
business. They are in the business of making money. Period. I'm not in the business to fulfill your dreams. I'm not in the business to fulfill your aspirations, your hopes, your wishes. This is a business.
If us being successful and you fulfilling if you fulfilling your dreams is a byproduct of us being successful,
great. Cool. But if we if we can be successful and your dreams go down the crapper,
great,
awesome.
We're still fine.
We're still good.
And bro, I mean, look, being a prior football player, I feel like I can see both ends of the spectrum. Like, I want to see Jonathan Taylor get his coin. I do. But it's also one of those things that, my God, this is a business. Like, the Army always told us, right, that, and this may sound very cold-blooded, but if an officer were to die in the line of duty, Next one up.
Next man up.
We're going to mourn you.
Oh, Mario, next man up.
We still got.
And see, that's the only difference between that and using that. That's the only difference between the Army, for instance, military, for instance, and NFL. NFL ain't gonna mourn you, bruh. Bye.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for the years. Thank you for everybody buying your jersey.
Let's keep
bye. Next running back up.
So, okay, being that you brought up the whole Indianapolis owner situation, do you think? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Jonathan Taylor's only been in the league for 2 years now.
It's somewhere along those lines.
Do you think it warrant?
No.
He was in the right asking for an extension?
No.
Okay, why?
Unless you can be talked about in this, and this is just straight. Unless you can be talked about in the same conversation as Super Bowl champions or as playoff contentions or the players that have been great over the last couple of years, unless you can be in that conversation and your abilities on the field have held their own, why you need a contract extension? Yeah. Like, why? Because you get people that talk about Lamar Jackson. Yeah. You've gotten people even disregard the whole Deshaun Watson outside drama. You got people to talk about Deshaun Watson. You got people to talk about Derek. You get people to talk about Derrick Henry. You get people to talk about Tyreek Hill. You get people to talk about McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. You get people to talk about these guys just in general conversations. Who talking about Jonathan Taylor in those conversations?
So you're right. You're right. So I got his stats pulled up.
Okay.
Here. So he's been in the league for 3 years now.
Okay.
Your rookie contract, I want to say it's a
4 year. I think it's 4 or 5 year. 4 or 5 year deal. Somewhere
all right. So 2020. Rushed for 232 yards. Had 232 attempts and 1,169 yards, 11 touchdowns.
Okay.
2021 had 1,800 yards on 332 attempts with 18 touchdowns.
Okay.
And then in 2022 had 861 yards on 192 attempts for 4 touchdowns. I don't know if he was
hurt. The average? Do they give you yards per game? What's the yards?
So average in 2020 was 5.
Okay.
2021 was 5.5.
Okay.
And then 2022 was 4.5.
Okay. And in those 3 years, what did the Colts do? Does it show what the Colts records were?
No, it doesn't. Okay. But I'm pretty sure.
So he averaged over the last 3 years. He's been averaging about 5 yards. He's been averaging about 5 yards a carry, which that's technically that's not bad. But does that truly warrant does those numbers jump off the paper?
No, I mean his rookie and sophomore, I would say jump off the table, but that third year, unless I'm trying to see if anything happened that third year.
But if you are the elite running back of your team in comparison to a Derrick Henry, a Nick Chubb, I'll even go to far as say as a Tyreek Hill, even though Tyreek is a hybrid, or even a Deebo Samuel. What makes you think that you deserve a contract extension? Don't get me wrong. Yes, you are out there competing. But you are also in a dying position.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly felt like this is just me speaking my opinion. I'm not trying to talk for the man, but I honestly felt like he was probably in a situation where he knows the offense ran through him. He was the key piece in that offense, and he was like, well, let me try and get my point. I have leverage.
And that's what his agent should have talked to him, because, come on, let's be honest. The Colts is not a high-volume market. It's not.
It's not.
Not now.
No.
Peyton was there? Yes. Andrew Luck was there? Yes.
But not.
But the Colts now? No. So you got to play your card. Saquon Barkley, different situation.
Yeah, New York's a different market.
Indianapolis, that's not a high volume type market where you can go to bat like that. You're not gonna have people that's gonna come to you're not gonna have people that's gonna come to your defense. Now, put you on the Dallas Cowboys, for instance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Put you on San Francisco? Yes. Green Bay? To a certain degree? Yes. Even the Falcons. Put you even on the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Colts? No. So you gotta play, you gotta know what team you're on in the market for that team.
Yeah. No, you're right. And once again, funny you mentioned this. Saquon Barkley, right? Now,
pause. Did you see the did you before you let me just ask this and then I'll let you have it. Did you see that they had a running backs Zoom call?
No.
So they had a running backs Zoom call, I think a day or two before he signed the contract.
Okay.
Zoom call, you know,
did he say that he wasn't going to do something?
The Zoom call and his podcast the podcast that he was on was basically saying like, you know, Giants ain't going to do, you know, bleepity bleepity beep without me. Like I could choose to do bleepity bleepity bleep and yada 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 with this and the third.
You always have a decision.
And then you had a call, and of course, you had the Zoom call and the running backs and everybody discussing, you know, bunch of the running backs was on there. But then you turn around and you sign the contract.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. How long were you truly going to hold out? Like, and I get what they're saying. You know, the contract was for a year as a guarantee. You know, this, that, and the third, the incentives and all the other stuff.
Incentives for ass, but
they were. But because he's not going to reach those numbers. No, absolutely not.
No.
I don't know. When I saw that, it made me kind of cringe a little bit because I'm like, you was just like talking about the Giants and talking about this, that, and third, and then a couple of days later, you signed the contract. It's like, what?
I mean, I feel you.
I know you got to get your money. You got to get your money.
And that's the thing I feel like a lot of people are missing out on. Like, so, I mean, you had this conversation like earlier in the week, and I personally feel that once again, I see both sides of the aisle on this. But I would have appreciated it more if Saquon just did not even partake in like the Zoom calls or even made
and the extraness
or even made that statement on the podcast. Like, because bro, you're not going to sit here and tell me that when in the time that you made those statements that you weren't thinking about signing that contract.
You was absolutely thinking about signing.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what bothers me because it seems disingenuous.
It is.
But then it goes back to the point where no one's going to look out for you like you're going to look out for you.
Yes, absolutely. You got to get your money at the end of it.
Even though these other running backs are like, we deserve more, they aren't going to give you money while you're sitting out.
No, absolutely not. Well, I'm not going to say absolutely not. You might have a couple.
The likelihood
of it happening is astronomically low. But so you may have a couple that
my family still got to eat. So, and I'm not trying to be paying these, was it $25,000 for
to sit out and all this.
Bruh,
it's not worth it.
But he wasn't in a position though.
He wasn't.
Where he could negotiate a long-term contract because it was past the period.
But even if it wasn't past the period, the Giants still wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that we're going to do it, but I'm just saying if the ball wasn't already if the advantage wasn't already
rolling downhill,
it was definitely there with the Giants after the extension.
Yeah, after the extension, definitely was.
After the cutoff.
Running backs in today's era. And I'm just going to flat out say it, cemented, write it in stone like Moses. Running backs today do not have the negotiation power on their side.
No.
They don't.
No.
Because
you won't get any pushback from me on that one.
And you see it. And that's why it's such a big issue now, because it is just flat out blatantly in your face. You don't have the power. I don't care how many yards you put up.
And man, it goes back to I was watching First Take, and I forget who it was. I would love to give credit to him, but I can't remember his name. But he was just saying that with the way everything is now, the way the running back market is now, you're better off, if you're in high school, you're better off moving to a wide receiver position, safety, corner, because you see that those positions are positions that are in most need. I'm not going to say garnering the most money, but they are in
most need, and also the longevity of those positions. The longevity and the wear and tear on your body is way less.
I mean, heck, look at linebacker. Like, I feel like that's one position ain't nobody really talking about because it's being overshadowed with everything that's going on with the running back market. But when was the last time you seen a linebacker get a fat contract like that?
You're not.
Because
once again, dime a dozen.
You're gonna get concussions. You're taking on those linemen. And just look at the nature of the game right now. The ball is being spread out.
So
it's
no
longer being
so I don't need a 260-pound linebacker. You can give me a 225, 235-pound linebacker.
If you're not running a 4.4, we don't need you.
We don't need you.
So
unless if you run a 4.5, but I need your lateral quickness to be A1.
Yeah. So that's where it's just like, bro, the game is changing. It's just
linebackers have more negotiation power than running backs.
Oh yeah, definitely. They have.
So that tells you,
because the linebacker is the quarterback of the defense.
What is the running back? Honestly, what is the running back on an offensive scheme? What is the running back?
A body that can get me 3 yards or at least fall over the goal line.
You're not the captain. You're not gonna get me. You're not going to get me a. Not a Hail Mary. A Hail Mary of a run. Yeah, you have those fluke plays, not fluke plays. Yeah, you have those bursts like a Derrick Henry where he goes for 98 yards. But come on, the probability of that happening.
And thank you for saying that, because I know there's going to be people in the comments that are going to mention, they're going to try and use one specific example to be the whole.
Okay.
Your Derrick Henrys are very few and far in between.
Okay, since we gonna go there, let's go there. How many times have you saw a running back break a 90-yard, 100-yard run versus how many times have you saw a quarterback throw a 70, 80, 90-yard pass for a touchdown?
I mean,
I ain't got enough arm.
I mean, bro, because the last time I can remember it is when Derrick Henry had that. They were playing the Bills, I want to say.
Yeah, he broke it
and just stiff armed Josh Norman.
Threw him.
Oh gosh.
Throw him. Now, don't get me wrong; those are beautiful plays.
But they happen so few.
They happen so few in between, and then you turn right around. It's like, okay, he just broke a 90-yard run. Then you got the opposing team comes out and he throws a 75-yard touchdown pass.
Which one looks better?
Or he throws a 7-yard screen to a receiver, and Tyreek Hill takes it down the sideline. Let's be honest. Which one looks better? Which one looks better? Like,
just saying.
Come on. So the running back position is, and we'll wrap this one up. High school, college, you might want to start looking for an additional position.
The money just isn't like it used to be. It's
called building your resume, being able to do more than one thing. That pretty much takes the cake on that. I'm gonna ask you one last time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the running back position here to stay, or is the running back position going to gravitate to the inevitable depths of the fullback?
Nah, I don't see that happening, because So, I mean, the fullback went away because of there was more of a migration towards tight ends, having a pass catching tight end, not just an extra lineman that was a little bit slender that could
Did not know that, but
block
thank
and
you.
go out. Yeah. I don't see that happening because you can't consistently. I'm not going to say you can't consistently pass because you can always pass. It's your choice. But you can't expect to, be able to have as much efficiency passing 100% and not running the ball. You need to be able to keep the defense on their toes. So that's why I think the position in itself is always going to be there. Mm-hmm. Just the value of it is not going to be. You're not going to see.
So you see no big running back contracts in the future? Because I don't.
No. I mean, because look,
I see them averaging out to 2-3 year contracts. Even with the way that the salary cap is, I see most running back contracts for however many years. Mm-hmm. I don't see running back contracts exceeding 50 million. I don't see it exceeding 50 million.
I would go as far as to say exceeding 30, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, because, dude, like, look at it. The anomalies that happened this draft, like with Bijan Robinson and then buddy for Alabama, I cannot remember his name. It was more like a scat back. That could catch
he's
out
more
of
like a scat back.
I just don't see those happening because it was already like kind of sent the NFL world in shock that they got drafted in the first round to begin with.
Yeah, because
Bijan got drafted that high.
Because nobody expected it. No,
like
because at the end of the day, it's like he's a running back.
He's a running back.
back.
And that's why I think that it's not gonna happen. I feel like you're gonna start seeing running backs be. They're the highest round that they're gonna go.
Late third. I'm gonna say late third.
I would say mid-second. I would say mid-second, early third.
Okay.
That's just looking back at it.
But what do you tell? So,
what
I know we said we was gonna end this, but I can't. Bijan Robinson, right? Let's use him for an example because neither one of us can remember the running back from Alabama. Bijan Robinson, right?
That's irking me.
So Bijan Robinson, he just came into the league.
Yes.
Season hadn't even started yet.
Yes.
He's on a rookie deal.
Yes.
Jameer Gibbs.
That's his name. Jameer Gibbs.
Bijan Robinson and Jameer Gibbs. What do you think their mindset is with watching what's going on right now cause y'all fresh in. Hadn't even the ink hadn't even dried on y'all rookie deals yet.
This is what I would.
What do you tell them? What do you tell them? Mm-hmm. If you're like, I don't know, friends, family, parents, agent.
Yeah.
What do you tell them? Because all of those people are going to tell them the same thing for the most part.
Yeah.
And then what are you thinking? Because you just came in the league.
So if I was agent, I would say agent, right?
Okay, go ahead.
If I was an agent, I would tell them two things. One, be as much of a utility on that team as you can. So that way you're an undeniable talent. They need you.
But
right?
Does that hurt your product? But is that going to put wear and tear on your body?
Longevity won't be there, granted. But the second thing I would tell them is, and this is more the agent's responsibility, get as many endorsements as you can so that you don't have to touch that contract money. Just touch your endorsement money.
Because I'm not even going to lie. If I'm an agent, I'm going to tell you, your contract, I'm going to negotiate for you as hard as I can. But your contract is going to be bupkis.
Try to get you as much guaranteed money as I can. Because, and I know we're probably going to talk about this a little bit later, but Justin Herbert, the fact that he gets $52.5 million a year with his new contract, bro. If I was his agent, the first thing I would tell him, don't touch that money. You already got endorsements from Subway, Gillette,
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. You can live off your endorsement money and your rookie contract money.
I don't feel bad for the running back position. And this is kind of a conundrum. I don't feel bad for the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for the young men that just came into the league at the running back position. The college athletes that are juniors, seniors in the running back position. And even to go as far as to say your high school guys that are juniors, seniors that have been playing running back their whole life. Because and
They're
you
the
have
ones I feel bad for.
And you have aspirations of going to college, going to the NFL, because we all know it's going to trickle down to that era where now it's going to hit, if it hadn't already. It's going to hit those high school teams where you're coming in, you're like, oh, I'm a running back, and coach is like, okay.
Bro, that's the only high school is the only people I remotely feel bad for.
You don't feel bad for the college guys?
No.
Why?
Because they are old enough to have seen the value
enough football play.
They've seen enough football. They understand the value of that position. Like high school, okay, because you got to think about it. Some kids, I mean, not most kids are like us where we play football like all the way from Pee Wee up.
Yeah,
but you have some kids that their first time playing football is in high school.
Sophomore.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets to the point where these college running backs, you can't tell me that you don't know because you're only a couple years separated from these running backs going through these situations right now.
I can understand that, but I still feel bad for him because usually like my goal is to go to the NFL and be a running back. Nah, it's like
it's funny. It's honestly funny how things have changed because I remember when we were young, like
everybody wanted to be a running back.
Everybody wanted to be the running back.
Now everybody want to be a receiver. Everybody want to be. It's either tight end, receiver, or safety or corner.
That's it.
You want to be the finesse players. You don't want to get in there and do that grunt work, because now you like ain't.
And let's be honest, the game runs through them.
I'd rather be a punter, a kicker. To be honest,
that'd be lovely.
Yeah, play till I'm 50.
Janikowski, that'd be great.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, man. Like, it's hard for me to feel bad for those in college. I can feel bad for those in high school because at least now they have enough time
to transition.
Maybe, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you have enough time to transition, especially before your junior year. Because if you can make that transition going into your junior year, that gives you enough time to get enough tape for junior and senior year, get scholarships, XYZ.
Running back position is dying. Running back position is it, and it's not gracefully dying. It's rat poison, dramatically Freon dying,
it's bad.
That's just the way that the game is headed. Now, ending on this note, sorry, running backs. My heart somewhat goes out to y'all.
I'm gonna still love watching you.
Yeah, I'm gonna still love watching you, but the NFL is a business. College is a business. Even down to high school now, it's a business. And y'all are just not part of that business plan anymore.
History has shown I don't need to get a running back in the first round for my team to win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely not. And so with that, tell us what y'all think. If you are a running back, give us your thoughts. Tell us how y'all feel about it.
Comment below.
Watch how this, unfolds over the course of the next few weeks.
It's not over.
It's absolutely not over. Watch how this unfolds over the next few weeks and be expected to see a different type NFL moving forward. With that being said, we are here to give y'all what y'all need, what y'all want, and as much info as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Limitless Podcast, we are out.
Deuces, y'all.
Deuces.
It's about to get crazy.
It is.